Hey everybody, let's go in here. Host. Hi. Hope you're all having a good afternoon. Thank you. All right. Let's see. Hey Bo. Clean tiff talk. Like that. Yep. Y'all share this out. This is really, really important. Hey, thank you. All right. Let's see. Waiting on Miss Amanda to go live so I can pull her in here. No. Yes. Hey, Amanda.
Hey.
Hey, so to do this where we're split screen,
hmm
go on your live, and then once you're live, I'll send you an invite to pull, and it'll pull you in, so we're even side to side.
Okay. Okay. I'll go do that.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, just put a video up. She is currently Vegan Riz is currently her account's down at the moment. Awesome. I know, right? Good evening. Let me see. Shouldn't take her just a minute to go. Come on. Should take her just a minute to get on. I know. I hope it stays Hawaii. I hope it stays. That's what we can hope for. Thank you for the gifts, everybody. Sydney, Australia. Hi. Thank you, Erica. I'm trying. Thank you. Thank you. Um, no, we have a. We'll be talking to Miss Amanda when she gets on her live. Just waiting on her to get on. Let me see. Hi. Yeah, I heard that yesterday when I was on live. Thank you, Joe. I heard that she took him to the Bob house. Yep, waiting on her to get on. Hi, Mona. Nice to see you in here. The Bop House, yeah. I don't even like. We can only hope it is. It's down for now. We'll see. Come on. Yeah, that's why I just put out a video on that before I came on here. Let's see. Invite. Oh no. Oh no. Hey Sierra. Can somebody? Let me see if it's okay. Can somebody go over to it's Peekaboo Boutique? Go over because she's went live. It's telling me on my side she has no co-host access. Can somebody go um, let her know to just come back in here and request as a guest so I can put her up? Hey Kim. Hey Jordan. Oh, you can expand and make two boxes bigger. Okay. Stop it. Let's see. Yeah, I did hear about. I put a video up about vegetable lady before we. So I there was a group effort. I will say it was a group effort. It was not. That's why in my video I put up that it was. Hey,
Hey.
I have no clue why, but it will not. It says no guest, no co-host access, which I don't know. I don't like it.
Okay. Well, I'm here.
Here you are. Let's see. I want to. Um, how's your day been?
It's been okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just okay. I understand.
Yeah.
Um,
And I was just having a hard time, so I had
yeah,
to make sure that my mom was watching her so I could come do this because of course this is something I don't want her to hear me talking about. So
yeah,
I'm
completely.
like I'm like hiding in the laundry room. So
Fair enough.
yeah.
Fair enough. Is that where you? So is that where you normally hide?
Yeah. Because it's like I live with my parents right now, so you gotta walk out of the house and then go in another door to go in there. So
Okay.
yeah.
So I will. Yeah, we got about 400 people. So I'll make your box the big box, and then you don't have to put yourself on the screen. That's completely fine. But we'll start answering questions.
Okay.
Kind of tell. All right. Let's see. Expand. Hang on. What did that say? Oh, cool. I like that. Okay, that's better. All right. So if you so I guess have you got any? I guess go ahead and start talking, and then we can answer questions as they pop up. I'll be watching the chat down here for questions if you want to.
Okay. Is it showing my face yet?
No, no.
Okay. Okay. I'm trying to figure this out. Sorry, I'm not good. This is like my third live, so
Yeah, that's 100% okay. So, and let me see if I can. Oh, so do you see the word "more" in the bottom right corner?
yeah.
Click on it, and it should have an option to turn your camera on.
Okay. I think we're good. Okay. There I
Hi,
am.
there you are.
Okay. So do you want me to just go ahead and start?
Yeah, go ahead and start.
Okay. So, um, I'm trying to get our story out there and just raise awareness and try to get some help. Um, um, so I have a daughter named Shania. She's 9.5 now, and she was essayed by her biological father. It started when she was just over 2, and it stopped when she was right at 3.5. Um, Within that time, I'd taken her to the emergency room like 7 or 8 times. Um, and she was telling us that someone was um, hurting her parts, but she wouldn't tell. She said that she couldn't tell because they would go to jail. Um, but I knew it was happening at her dad's because when I would get her back from his house, like when I would, first thing when we get home, she would tell me that she was hurting. And then I would check her, and it would obviously, I would be alarmed enough to go to the emergency room. Um, and like I said, she was just over 2 when this started. So I talked to her dad and her stepmom, and I tried to like get to the bottom of like who could possibly be doing this, like who's at your house, and they just like was like nobody, it's just us. And I'm like, well, what's happening then? And they just wasn't, it's like they wasn't really concerned about it, and they were just kind of like blowing it off. But even then I just thought like maybe her dad didn't know, or he didn't like want to tell if it was a family member. Like at this point I still did not think it was him. Like there's no way her dad was doing this to her. But along with like the physical stuff, she like her behaviors was changing. Like she was having like inappropriate behaviors, and she was saying and doing things that a child that age shouldn't even know about.
Yeah.
So I had got the tribal family safety because this my child's an enrolled member of the Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians, and the abuse occurred on the reservation, and we lived on the reservation until April of 2022. So, and they have their own jurisdiction, like their own courthouse, their own police, their own family safety, their own everything. So, I got the tribal family safety involved, and after that, it seemed to have stopped, or at least I didn't see any physical evidence for a couple months. Then it started back up, and it was worse. And so I got her into therapy, and after about 2.5, 3 months of therapy, she told me that it was her dad. Um, so from that point on, she hasn't seen him. She reported it to her therapist, and a forensic interview was done, and I got an emergency order terminating his visitation rights. So she hasn't seen him since then, but she's been in therapy consistently, and we've had to go to court constantly because even though they terminated his visitation rights and we have all of this proof that this happened, criminal charges still have not been, nothing's been done criminally. And that's like a whole nother issue and thing I'm fighting right now. But he's taken me to court probably 2 or 3 times every single year since then, and my daughter's been told several times that she was going to have to testify. So it's already like hard enough to go through what she's gone through, but she's kind of just been like, every time she would start to heal and start to just like be able to like move on, it would be like, hey, we got to go to court and you got to talk about some stuff. And it just, that's how it's been. So but up until recently, like up until like the past year, it was stated in the court order that it was basically up to a therapist if there were to be reunification or not. So he was able to like get records, and he had rights to certain things, but he didn't have any access to her. And then this new judge got involved. His name's Monty Beck. He's the chief judge for the tribe. And he went straight to reunification. And my lawyer at the time even said, he said that Judge Beck was like, I'm not going to leave it up to a therapist. They're not in control. We are. So he, like I said, he went straight to reunification. He wanted to do reunification therapy, and the place that my daughter goes to therapy said that they could not do that. They're like, we don't do reunification therapy, especially in a case like this where the parent's the alleged abuser. And so then he reworded it to family therapy. So family therapy was supposed to happen before any visitation was supposed to happen. However, her therapist started preparing her for it, and she was like, I can't do it. She said it's completely re-traumatizing her. I know it's court-ordered, but me as her therapist, I can say no to it. I can't do something that's harmful to my client. So when we went to court in September of last year, they tried to file contempt on me for not starting her visitation. And my lawyer at the time said, well, my client didn't take her daughter to visitation because the therapist couldn't even perform the family therapy because this child is so traumatized. And the judge so obviously the judge knows that, and he said, well, visitation's going to happen anyway. So he made an amendment to the order that says basically, no matter how therapy goes, there will be visitation. So right now, like, visitation was supposed to start November 2nd. And like I said, I have fought this for 6 years, and I've never given up. I've always told her, I'm going to keep you safe. I'm going to keep you safe. And November 1st, I told her, I said, Shania, because I had talked to my lawyer and he wasn't willing to do anything. Like, he promised me when I hired him and paid him $8,000, he was going to do all this stuff, and he had never done any of it. So I told her, I said, I don't know what to do. There's nothing I can do. Like, you're going to have to go. And she had a complete mental breakdown. Mobile crisis had to get involved. And that's when she first disclosed that she wanted to unalive herself. So I took her to the hospital and they put her in an intensive home program. And so people come to our house like 3 or 4 times a week. They check in with her, they do a safety sweep. And so she's still in that treatment. But we had court January 3rd here in Tennessee because I had got an order of protection for her. And my lawyer had talked to her and told her, like, hey, you're going to get to talk to the judge. He's going to ask you these questions. And so she was ready, and it was looking good because obviously, after the judge listened to her and seen the evidence, there's no way that he was going to let this happen. And I had faith because it was out of the tribal stuff. So I was like, yes, finally, we're out of the tribal jurisdiction, and another judge is going to be able to do this. Well, then he showed up with the tribal court order that where the tribal judge says that he's a fit and proper person to have visitation. So the Tennessee judge said, well, I can't grant this order of protection. So we didn't have a hearing. She didn't get to talk. I didn't get to talk. The evidence wasn't submitted, nothing. So when we got out of court that day, she said, what happened? Why didn't I get to talk to the judge? I said, Shania, the order of protection's dismissed. And she said, what does that mean? And I was like, it means that you have to go to visitation. And she completely lost it again. And we got home and I was trying to calm her down, but she, like, I've never seen someone that, like, it was a panic attack, but like I've never seen before. And she told me, she said, if you make me go back, she's gonna unalive herself. So I called her worker from the place that comes here to the house to do this treatment with her. And she did an assessment with her, asked her some questions, and she said, she's very high risk. You need to take her in right now. And so we was in the hospital for a while, and they just gave us a safety plan, and they asked Shania, they said, do you have enough support at home where you feel like you can talk if you feel like you're going to act on this? Or do we need to put you in a facility where you can get more help? And Shania said, I don't want to leave my mommy. So they asked me, they said, are you able to monitor her? I said, well, I work from home, I run a business, and both my kids are homeschooled. So I do have a unique situation where I actually can be with her all the time. And they said, well, we'll go ahead and let her go home then. So that's where we're at right now. She's still going through this treatment and everything. I have court actually in right under 2 weeks, but it's just to get a hearing for the contempt and sanctions they filed on me. And they're asking that I be incarcerated for not taking her to visitation. So, and I found a lawyer that's, she's probably the best lawyer I've even taught, and I've done a lot of consults with different lawyers, and she's like ready to fight, and she's like asking for all of the evidence. But she's costing a lot of money, and I just paid $8,000 to another attorney that filed one motion on our behalf, but then it got immediately dismissed because he filed it under the wrong filing number, and he refuses to give me any of my money back. So that's what we're dealing with right now. I'm hoping to fight this in court, but we have been to court, like I said, several times in the past 6 years, and there's been the forensic interviewer, the pediatrician, therapist there to testify, and the forensic interviewer has not testified not one time. The pediatrician hasn't been able to testify one time. It's like any time that it's a chance for the evidence to get submitted or for Shania to speak or these witnesses to speak, it's shut down. It is like they are literally trying to silence her. So it's a very scary situation because it's like this tribe, this judge has all this power, and he's literally totally, I mean, he's totally disregarding Shania and what's best for her. I mean, like I said, he knows the therapist didn't even want to put him in the same room, but yet I'm supposed to drop her off and just leave her with him.
Is she his only one?
No, that's another concern. Him and his wife has a little girl. She's around 7. So I pray for her every single day.
Yeah. Yeah, anybody asking it, I'm Anthony, and that's what they're talking about. So it's in my bio, in my link tree. There's a GoFundMe in there as well. Let's see. So is there? So you've had meetings with the tribal chief, didn't you? We talked about that. You had one that you got to go to.
Oh yeah. So when this first started and I first started this fight, Richie Sneed was the chief. And he met with me several times and he helped somewhat. Like one time he helped me get another lawyer and the tribe actually paid it. But then um this new chief got into office, Michelle Hicks, and he met with me one time and it was actually a really big meeting. It was the chief, the attorney general, the chief of police, and one, maybe two officers, the family safety attorney, someone from public health. I mean, there was about 10 to 12 people in this meeting with me. And I show up with my huge binder of evidence and I'm like, are y'all going to help me? And as I'm like sitting here crying to the chief and telling him like I'm scared for my daughter's life at this point, he looked at me and he said, "So you're just wanting to keep him away forever? Like I'm the bad parent." And I'm like, "Do you understand what I just said that he did to my daughter?" So that meeting wasn't very helpful. They told me like the police was sitting right beside me, but out of 3 people there from the police department, not one of them would say one word to me. Um, so I told the chief, I said, these officers haven't done their job. The ones in the past haven't done their job. And I'm not just a mad mom that not saying that. I have proof. They haven't talked to the doctor that did the exam. They haven't talked to witnesses. They haven't done anything. They're like refusing to investigate. And yet they tell me that they did a thorough investigation and that is just not true. Um, so he told me there, he said, well, and he looked at the officers, he said, y'all go talk to the doctor and y'all try to see if there's something that can be done. So, I had some hope, but I was like, the vibe in the room was just off. I was like, yeah, they're just telling me what I want to hear. Um, and this was in April of 2024. And when we had court in September, my lawyer at the time had subpoenaed the doctor and the people that the police was supposedly going to go talk to. And they still had never went and talked to these people. So I mean, they literally haven't investigated and they refuse to. I've actually walked in with Shania just probably, I think it's about 5 months ago. I walked in with her to the police department and I said, she wants to make a statement. And they sat down with me. They got everything out, like they were ready to take our report. And then he said, Woodall. And I said, yes. And he said, I'll be right back. And he goes somewhere. He comes back maybe 5 minutes later and he closes his computer up, turns the camera off, and he said, sorry, I can't take your report. The case is closed. I'm like, what? Well, I'm telling you, there's new evidence. There's stuff you don't know. And he's like, nope, case is closed. And my dad is a retired police officer, not from the tribe, but somewhere else. And he talked to the detective that was on it last. There's been like 4 detectives on it. Because they go through people like crazy there. But he told the guy, he said, look here, I'm a retired detective, and I'll tell you right now, with a case like this, it may be a cold case, but it's not closed. If somebody comes to you and tells you there's more evidence, you have to consider that. You can't just deny to see evidence. But that's what they do. So it's a nightmare. And I've talked to the FBI, I've talked to the BIA, And it's just like, like, it's like nobody can help me. And I don't know what to do.
Yeah. So I don't know. I saw the messages you sent me, but I had somebody come in my DMs and talked. I talked to them and I told them like they were talking back and it was a night. I sent you the message, the screenshots, and
Yeah.
I was talking back and forth. And after a minute to talk to him, I text him back and I was like, "Look, from my background of language studies and human interaction, you don't care about Shania. You care about the way the tribe is perceived in the public light." And they come back and said, she said something to the effect of, "No, but you shouldn't be degrading the tribe," or something like that. And that told me all I needed to know. Like, people don't want this to be in the public light.
Yeah. And, after I knew that that person had reached out, like, she was basically trying to get you to not help me and to not cover the story. And she made it seem like she knew something that you didn't know, like, and that wasn't true. So I confronted her about it, and I'm like, so what is it that you know about our case? I would love to know. And she immediately backs off and she's like, oh, I don't know anything. I'm just saying I find it hard to believe our tribe is failing your child like this. I'm like, really? Because I lived there for 10 years and I know this happens all the time. And she said, well, the new administration really fights for kids. It's no more of that good old boy system. And I'm like, the new administration is what put my daughter in the space that she's in right now. So, and she ended up trying to be nice at the end, saying, okay, I'm praying for y'all. But I'm like, no, that's bullcrap, because she tried to make it seem like she knew that, like, I'm not being truthful, or this didn't happen, or there's something I'm not being honest about. But then she didn't know nothing. Like, she didn't even know. She even claiming that she don't even know Shania's dad. So I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, she's down in the comment section, but she's like, "That's not true. I can make a video and show people your messages. Like,
Yeah.
you literally, I came back and said you didn't care about anything but the tribe's public view, and you literally doubled down on your point. So don't
Yeah.
come in the chat and try to make yourself fit look good."
Yeah. Yeah. And then she was tagging people from Cherokee. Well, she tagged one person from Cherokee in my on one of my videos today, and I know that person she tagged. And I don't know why the hell she tagged that person. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too defensive, and maybe it was like they were trying to help. I don't know, but it's just, with that place, this is how I've been treated, and so I just immediately, you know, feel like I'm very defensive when it comes to people. She said others are here. Well, I'm glad you are here. Hi, how are you?
Yeah. So,
I hope.
Miss Amy Schumer, the one that I want to just, it's Sam Jolene 89. So if she gets out of line, just kick her out of here. This is supposed to be a safe space. You're not in here defending yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Well, she said other
where do you,
people from Cherokee are here, and I'm glad. I hope that they're all here, because I mean, can't nobody deny anybody that's here right now. Just when you're off of here, Google SA in Cherokee, North Carolina, and you will find stuff. And I didn't make it up. I'm not putting it there. So
so how far are you off? Because it's like $15,000 retainer, isn't it?
yeah, I think I don't even have two yet. So
Okay. You're getting
yeah,
there. Oh, let's see. You're getting there. But don't give up. Like, you got a ton of support. And so the best thing, so you and I were talking, like, you got a few hate comments and on top of, but you have all the support comments. What I've learned to do with those is if they come through as filtered, I approve them and just let the other commenters destroy them.
yeah, yeah. Because I'm when it comes to this, like I said, I've been fighting for 6 years, and I have a child in there right now that feels completely hopeless. My 9-year-old child. So yeah, I'm hurt. I'm mad, and I'm very defensive. And so when I seen like the filtered comments, literally out of like thousands, if you go to like the last 10 videos, there's like 5 comments that were being mean. And I like went to address it, and then I'm like, why am I letting those 5 people get to me? Like,
Hmm.
so I just like it got to me for a minute, and then I just learned. I'm like, this is stupid.
But it's hard. It's hard not to let it get to you, though. It really is,
Yeah.
uh, because it's especially people that make, and a lot of them are trolls. But when somebody makes a bad comment, and you're like, it hits you personally. Like, why can't you see what's going? You know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah.
rough. Yeah, just approve them and let them get destroyed.
I
Can you
will
see all?
say,
Can you see all
like,
the comments?
yeah, I can see them.
Okay.
I will say that there's a couple comments that come through that wasn't really like being mean, but I actually didn't get mad because I understand it. So there's some people that watch that video that's got like almost 100K now views, and it's got my baby girl crying, and it's a very triggering and emotional video. And people, of course, they don't, there's only so much info I can put in one video that's 15 seconds long. So they see that and they're like, oh my God, why are you letting her go? And then people are also like, why are you exposing something so sensitive about your daughter on the internet? And I understand that. As a mother, if I seen something like that, I would be like, gosh, maybe that kid don't want that on the internet. Or maybe, like they don't know that I've been fighting for 6 years and I'm at the point now, this is where I'm at and this is what I have to do. It's not like it just happened yesterday and I come crying to the internet. But I understand those people that are like they're moms and they're like, they're in mom mode and they see this child hurting and they're like, this mom needs to go take care of her kid, not be on the internet. And I get that. But, like I said, they don't understand it didn't just happen, and I've gone through all of these hoops to try to protect her, and this is, yeah, somebody said it's the last resort, and that's exactly what it is. And the tribe, for they hate bad press. They love to look like they are protectors and all of this, and they're not. So um yeah, this is where I'm at with it.
Let's see. Trying to see any questions down here. So you can't. How many people are you showing on your side?
um 380.
Three. Okay. All right. Just making
Mhm.
sure that you can see everything. Try to look at the questions. Do we have any questions?
A lot of people are just like saying don't stop fighting, and um just being really supportive, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah. You have a ton of support here. Yeah. Let's see. Where do you sign? So it's in my bio. Um. So what is it? So 2 weeks.
Yeah, so originally I was supposed to have court like January 7th, but it's been like, Cherokee's in the mountains and it's been snowing, so the tribe will close like when the weather's bad. So it got pushed out twice. So now it's February 18th. But I was first told that it was going to be to hear the contempt motion and that I would likely be incarcerated. There's a lot of intimidation going on. But then I got an email from the judge saying it's only to advise me of my right to cancel and to schedule the hearing for the actual contempt and sanctions. And there will be some other stuff that my lawyer will have filed by then too that will be heard. So
Do So what's the step after that though? How far out are you for a hearing?
so when we go February 18th, they'll probably schedule it for it'll either be like March or maybe April. It depends like if the lawyers have like a scheduling conflict or something, but it'll be in the next month or two. So,
Okay.
um, but that'll be the hearing that will be very, very important.
Yeah, the daughter's mental health is extremely important.
Yeah. And you would think too, the tribe would pay more attention to that because in indigenous communities, this is like a known thing, not just SA, but mental health issues and people unaliving themselves. Like, this is something that isn't focused on enough, especially by that tribe. They just want to focus on the great parts of it and how they're building new things and they're just prospering, but they're not paying attention to the problems in the tribe. So
Uh,
it's
Jamie Moore just came in. You want to give kind of a quick recap of why they're charging you with contempt?
so I was supposed to start taking her to visitation the 2nd of November. I did not because she actually had got hospitalized for wanting to unalive herself because of visitation with her dad. So, of course, I did not take her. So, her dad has filed contempt motion and sanctions on me for not complying with the order.
Did as far as you know, is that the only? She's the only victim that he has.
As far as I know, um, Shania was asked about her little sister in therapy, and she, sorry,
No, you're good. Take your time.
um, she just said that no, he didn't hurt her because that's his baby. So,
That's heartbreaking.
yeah.
Um, Kelly Williams. So you're not enrolled. They don't have jurisdiction over you. Is that accurate?
Right. Yeah, I'm not an enroll member, but he is, and then of course Shania is.
Let's see. So if it ever gets to, and I looked this up the other day just to be sure, be certain. If it ever gets to the point where they were to do charges and they didn't charge, like they didn't convict him of anything. In '78, Supreme Court ruled that tribal sovereignty does not outweigh federal sovereignty, and so double jeopardy would not bar him in that case from being tried federally.
Yeah. Well, so with tribal stuff, if it's a major crime, the FBI gets involved anyway. So I have spoken to the FBI, the agent that does a lot of the Cherokee cases, and um, the first time that we spoke, we had talked about the evidence, and of course he's not going to tell me every little thing he has, but I mentioned like the forensic interview and the medical exam that proved it, and he's like, there's what do you mean? So apparently Cherokee PD did not give in a complete file. So the agent told me, he said, you can send me everything you have and I will look at it. So, but that should be like a major red flag that Cherokee PD did not give him the complete file.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, what does that say?
Yeah. And you have two, right? You have two littles.
Yeah, but my youngest daughter, she's not his, so but she's also an enrolled member.
So she's in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Uh, what else can they do to help besides signing the petition?
Um, if you can, donate or share any of the videos that, like the video that you made is really helpful. Any of the videos on my page, especially the pinned ones. Um, yeah, I've got a lot of people trying to help as far as people in Washington and some other things are going. So I'm not gonna I'm not giving up. But there's several people higher up that knows how that tribe works, and they're getting fed up with it too. So
So you
I'm
would think, is it Lovely? Am I saying that correctly?
huh
How do you say the other tribe word? Lovely? Lo- the
Lumbee. Yeah,
Lumpy. Okay. You would
yeah,
think with them coming up and getting federally recognized, that they would put more emphasis on stuff like this. The on the reservation where he is, with more emphasis on stuff like that. Because if it gets under a federal light right now, it's not going to look really good for federal funds if things like this are going on. You would think they would take that into account as well, because the things that I saw on that statement that she put out about things that the other tribe is covering up, it seems like you have some things of your own to worry about.
yeah. Well, that's if you go like to the Chiefs page and you see like that's all they care about is funding. And like even from what I understand, I'm not like saying I'm for or against the Lumbees being recognized, because I'm not sure if they could they should be, honestly. But most of the Cherokee people that I've heard talk, and I've not talked to those tribes, so I don't know, but they're more mad because that the federal funding would have to be split then. So it's literally all they care about.
Yeah. Yep. The link tree is in my bio, and it has the GoFundMe, and it has the change.org petition.
Yeah, I can only put I'm trying to do the link tree. I don't know if you have to have a certain amount of followers for that or not, but I have the GoFundMe in my bio, and I'm trying to get it to where I can put the petition in mine too, but I have been sharing the petition on other apps, so
The link tree is, I think it costs like $9 a month.
okay.
But yeah, you can put it in. You got to go to linktree.com, sign up for their service, their membership. It's like $9 a month, and you put everything in there and put Linktree where it says edit your profile and add a website. You put it there.
Mhm. Okay.
Oh, she said you can get Linktree too, free too.
Okay. Yeah, I'll check it out because I thought maybe you had to have like a certain amount of followers, like you do to go to live and other things.
Let's see. So this is your, how many times you've been live now?
This is my third one because another page, like a smaller creator, she invited me in her live to speak about stuff about 3 nights ago. So this will be my third one.
Okay. So when we get off here, you should see a notification come through telling you that you've fully unlocked your live potential.
Okay.
Kelly said Linktree is free. Yeah, when I got over there, what kind of woman is he now married to?
Um, Somebody that let it happen. She so I have, of course, getting all the evidence together. I have gotten all of my daughter's therapy notes, and I know, of course, what my daughter's told me, but I seen where she's told her therapist, so it's documented proof. 3 different times she said that she went to her stepmom and asked her to please make him stop, and she said that her stepmom would just say like things like, "Oh, just go play," like kind of brush it off. Um, so she didn't report it, she didn't stop it, and that is who the judge has made the supervisor for the visits to begin with, his wife.
Yeah,
So
it's a little conflict of interest. Oh, geez. Let's see. So when we were talking, they wanted to start out with supervised visitation, and she is that's who they wanted to supervise, right?
yeah, I think it's like the first 2 months is supposed to be supervised, and then it's like 3 nights at a time unsupervised.
That's not. That's insane. That's
Yeah. I even talked to the social worker for the BIA, and when I told her that, she was like, "You're kidding, right? How is how is his wife a good supervisor? And I'm like, I don't know, especially seeing that she was there and let the abuse happen. But the tribal courts are acting like there's no substantiation of the abuse. They're acting like it's just simple allegations and there's nothing there. Like even the current court order is, it says that family safety was involved and they didn't intervene. And I'm like, they literally substantiated the case, and I got emergency custody that terminated his visitation rights. So
This is
even, yeah, even the court order says multiple things that are just not true, and I have proof that they're not true.
this. So this is like I have no words sometimes. Like thinking about y'all's story and like watching your videos and just like knowing what you and I have talked about. It's astonishing. Like you just don't have words sometimes. Like
Yeah.
yeah, Kristen, they're trying to force her to go.
Yeah. So another thing why I have started to speak out against the tribe, and I'm putting um I'm putting that out there, is because obviously it's not the tribe's fault what happened to my daughter, right? But it is their fault for protecting him and not doing what they're supposed to do. And it's not just one person or one entity, it's multiple entities. I'm not just mad about a court order, you know? I, in April of last year, um, I went and got a protection order for her from the Walking Stick shelter, which is like their DV shelter for the reservation. They helped me get it, and they told me, they said, you're going to have an advocate and a lawyer there. And I said, okay. So the morning of court, I drive to Cherokee and I go up there and I'm like, hey, I haven't heard anything from a lawyer or anything. I'm going to have somebody there, right? And she said, yeah, you'll have somebody from the shelter and you'll have a lawyer. I get there, nobody's there. Even the judge was like confused. And he's like, um, her dad's lawyer said, I want to go ahead and have the hearing, Your Honor. She got this just to stop visitation. And the judge said, well, she got this through the walking stick shelter, and they do usually have somebody here. So I'm going to have to continue it. But he dismissed the ex parte, but he continued the 50B part of it.
Yeah.
So when we had court in September, I was told by my lawyer, with witnesses in the room, that if I did not sign the consent order that started visitation on November 2nd, and dismiss the 50B, that I would be put in jail for contempt for not starting the visitation the end of June, like the first order said.
So what is the 50B again?
So it's the protection order, or it's the domestic part of the protection order, if that makes sense. Like they dismissed the ex parte, so she didn't have protection anymore, but yet they were going to hear basically like why I went and got it. Which of course, if I was able to talk about why I got this protection order for her, I could submit the evidence. And so what am I threatened with? Jail time if I don't dismiss it. Every single time there's an opportunity to get the evidence heard, they stop it. So so that happened with them. And then so starting in November, when all of this started to get really bad as far as Shania's mental health, I started going to all these tribal entities again. The walking stick shelter, I get there and she's like, Amanda Woodall? And I said, yes. And she said, we can't help you. I'm like, I haven't even told you I'm here. And she said, we can't help you. There's a conflict of interest. I said, what conflict? You guys have helped me before. And she said, it's strictly confidential. Sorry. I'm like, so where can I go for help? Because I can't go off the reservation because it's tribal jurisdiction, because my child's an enrolled member and the abuse happened here. So where can I go if you guys don't help me? And they're like, well, you can call the place in Bryson, which is the next city over. I call them and they're like, yeah, we can't do tribal. It's not in our system. I'm like, that's not true. And I know that's not true.
Yeah.
But so then they have a child advocacy center there. I went there and talked to the therapist there. She was like, I was like, oh my God, finally somebody that's going to help. me and my mom left there with so much hope. She's like, girl, I'm going to fight for your daughter. We're going to do everything we can. And her supervisor's also over family safety, or was at the time. And she said that they pulled the file, and they said it was a huge concern seeing that the family safety substantiated the case, but yet nobody has ever been to court from family safety to advocate for your daughter. So they were actually wanting to help me. And she told me to come back the next week. I get there, she won't even let me in the door. She's like, I'm sorry, I can't help you. I'm too busy. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I mean, my mom was with me and she's like, Amanda, I wouldn't believe you if I wasn't with you. Like, this is insane. They're literally like backing you into a corner where you have nobody to help you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I know. So it's really frustrating. And that, I mean, you know, and that's why I'm the way I am with, saying the tribe has failed my daughter, because they have. And I went to the chief's office and talked to his assistant. She was literally in tears when I told her how Shania was doing, and she said, "Oh my God, we're gonna try to help you." I said, "Okay." And I mean, this woman was sincere. She really wanted to help. However, I get a call the end of that day, and she said, another person called me, and she said, "So the chief has been advised not to have any more meetings with you." I'm like, what? My daughter needs help. The walking stick shelter won't help me. The child advocacy center won't help me. And now my daughter is literally wanting to unalive herself. Who the hell is going to help me? And she's like, I'm sorry. And she just hung up. So then I call the attorney general and he will not return my call. So literally, I have tried everything before getting to this point. And they think that I'm just going to back down and I'm going to be scared to say something. Well, I'm not. So, you know, but it's frustrating because it's not. I didn't want to be at this place. I wanted my daughter's tribe to protect her, but they they haven't. So
Do they threaten people to keep them quiet?
yeah, they definitely do.
So what? Um, have they let you know a potential when you're going to be out of time and she'll absolutely have to go back?
So that'll be talked about when we have the hearings. That will probably be in March or April.
Okay.
Um, but there's like, usually you kind of know how court's gonna go. You're like, okay, it's gonna be A, B, or C. But with tribal court, in my experience, there's no way. Like, my dad has been to court with me, and he's like, "What the hell just happened?" I'm like, I don't know. So I have no idea. They could try to get me for contempt. They could, I don't know. But I'm definitely going to have like advocacy for my daughter. Someone's going to have to be there with me to say, listen to this child. So I'm trying to get a GAL, guardian ad litem, which I never even knew existed until CPS here in Tennessee told me. The tribe, of course, don't have them, or at least not to my knowledge. There's literally no advocacy for children. I have family and friends from Cherokee Nation that says that they have, they call them CASA workers, which is, advocates for children in court. But in my experience, there's none for this tribe.
So if I saw a question come up, and correct me if I'm wrong, but if you go to jail, she goes into tribal custody, which he's the only other guardian, correct?
Correct. Because of the equal laws and different things that were put in place, obviously for good reasons, but they abuse them now, for not good reasons. So because of, like my parents not being enrolled, they would rather put my kid, both my children would actually be taken because they're both enrolled members. Um, they would rather take my children, put them with an unsafe tribal family on the reservation than stay here with my mom and dad, who they're safe with and they love and they know. That's what they would do. So, and that's why a lot of people are on in my comments saying stuff like just run and stuff. I'm like, that is ridiculous, because if I do something like that and go to jail, then my kids will be taken from me, and it'll be very hard to get them back. So
I can't imagine what you would have to go through to get them back after what you've been through already.
yeah, that's I'm just I'm not letting it happen. So I mean, even the social worker from the BIA, she told me, she said, I think she said she's been in that position for almost 20 years. And she's like, um, she said, well, in my line of work, you would get in trouble for dropping her off with her abusive father.
Yeah,
So it's like, what do I do?
it's insane. There's nothing. I don't know. Let's see. Danielle, how are you? I don't know if you can see comments above you. Yeah, everybody
Yeah.
says, yeah, don't run. Stand up and fight.
Oh, yeah.
Can the general public, could people from the general public show up with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a ton of support in here, Amanda.
Yeah. I know there's like a ton of people that are like ready to go to court with me already. Ready. They're like, let's start a protest, and I'm like, that's literally what it's gonna take for them to do something,
Mm-hmm.
because they do not. I mean, nobody likes bad media, but especially that tribe.
Let's
Media is gonna be in court after me.
see. Nice.
Yep. I have a news station that's ready to take this on. Same news station that's actually covered corruption in Cherokee before. So,
Can the tribal courts request a guardian to interview your daughter and advocate for her?
oh, they definitely could, but they won't. That's the point. They don't want to hear her, but they could, and they definitely should.
Let's see. No, she does not. Um, Last attorney essentially took her money and ran. Didn't do anything for her, and the other attorney is a $15,000 retainer. So the I don't even say dad. The father is enrolled.
Yeah. Have I tried filing? Yes, I have filed a complaint. If you're talking about the first lawyer that took my $8,000 and didn't do anything, we have filed a complaint, and I actually just got a letter um, from the North Carolina bar saying that they are investigating that. So
Yeah,
tribal court is so weird. Yes, it weird's not even the word for it.
yeah, 15,000.
And yeah, that's a lot of money. I know, but honestly, like if you've seen the amount of evidence that I have and the amount of witnesses that have to be subpoenaed, it's really not a lot of money for a lawyer to want that, because the amount of time that she's going to have to spend on this case is it's going to be significant.
That's going to be almost her main case for that period of time. What
Yeah, for sure.
can you? And if you did this, what would it change? Can you get the children unenrolled?
I don't I don't think so. I know somebody from another tribe said that I could, but every tribe has their own ways of doing things. Um, but I don't know. I mean, I have permanent custody, so I don't know if I can do that without his permission or not. Um, or if it's going to be like when you get a passport and you have to have the other parent sign it. Like I don't know. Um, but I mean, I'm literally willing to do anything um to make this a better situation, but it it would be insane for her to have to give up that because of what's going on.
Mhm. Uh, let's see. Yep.
Then
GoFundMe is in my bio, and it's in your bio too.
yeah. Yes, I already did move out. I moved from the reservation in April 2022. Um, but that actually worked against me. My last lawyer said that Judge Beck was really mad about me moving from the reservation, that I moved two enrolled kids off of tribal land. Um, but as far as the court order at the time, I had every legal right to, so I didn't do anything like against the order, against the court, but it worked against me.
Yeah, that's Bella. That's what we're trying is more coverage on this.
You can't
More.
unenroll them without the tribe's consent. Yeah, that's what I figured. Like I said, I think every tribe may be different, but an enrolled member, I think from a tribe out west, told me that I could. But I mean, it's just like people are saying that I need to get the judge to recuse himself. Well, all he's got to do is deny that. I mean, it doesn't make any sense, but yeah.
She has gone to the police.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, if you were with me and we walked in the Cherokee Police Department right now, you would know. You would be like, "Oh my God, they hate you." I mean, I'm not. I swear, like I've had my daughter's therapist with me and an advocate with me before that's tried to go in a meeting with me, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, like they act like you're wasting their time by being here.
Yeah,
Like they treat me like I'm the criminal." So
like you're a problem.
it's the Cherokee Indian Reservation in Cherokee, North Carolina.
Tribal law. Let's see. So non-tribal law can't overtake tribal law. The sovereignties get really touchy depending on the crime.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm reading. I'm trying to read the comments.
Me too. Try to answer as many as I can.
So, um, I lived on tribal land when I had her, but they don't. You actually go to the hospital in next town over. It's Sylva, North Carolina, to have your children, but it doesn't matter where I had her. She's still an enrolled member there, and the abuse occurred there, so everything stays in their jurisdiction.
Yeah, different law enforcement. Did you? So I guess you gave birth on tribal land, correct?
So, no, I lived on tribal land when I gave birth, but I didn't give birth on tribal land. They don't do births at their hospital. Will your daughter be able to? I would love for her to be able to testify. She's been ready to testify 3 times now, never had the chance to. Yeah, my dad said it kind of speaks volumes because all this has been in tribal court all these years until recently when I got the order of protection when we had court here in Tennessee on January 3rd. And, all these court proceedings we've had in Cherokee, not one time has she actually been like, she's known we had court and my lawyers said, hey, she may have to testify, but it's never got to the point it's like, okay, it's about to happen. Like the judge has never wanted to talk to her. But here in Tennessee, the first time ever we were over here, they were like ready to talk to her. So, it just speaks volumes to who cares about the children and who don't.
Mm-hmm.
So if it was that early, so the FBI, I have spoken to the FBI, and the agent, I gave him, me and my dad have sent him pretty much everything we could possibly send him as far as evidence, which Cherokee PD did not give him the full file. So I don't know what's going to happen with that, but we've also sent it to the higher ups in Washington, and it's definitely gaining some attention. So, and the BIA have had they basically told me like that's one of the main things people do. They're like go to the Bureau of Indian Affairs. They can't really make the tribe do anything, and the tribe knows that. That's why they act like they're untouchable and they can do what they want because essentially they really can. Um, so the BIA just called and like made inquiries, and that was basically it. So they can't like make them do something.
That's a good idea.
Hey, that is a good idea. I also have a lot of recordings of different conversations, and um, that definitely prove what I'm saying about the tribe and how I'm treated. So
Now, I don't know if the tribal sovereignty covers it. Is North Carolina and Tennessee, are they both one party states for wiretapping?
I'm not sure.
We're gonna pitch.
Maybe give me a
We're gonna chip in
second.
and get you a phone stand.
Yeah, donate to my. I'll make a GoFundMe for a phone stand. I actually had one, but I got this phone a couple months ago, and the stand that I have, it won't like my phone's too wide for it. So Tennessee.
Tennessee's
So
one.
if it's a one party state, that means what?
So if it's a one party state, you've got legal right to record a conversation without letting the other party know. Only one person in the conversation has to be aware of it. Because if it's a two party state, so there was a case in Pennsylvania where a lady was attacked and forcibly SA'd, but she was able to get her phone out and record, and she got more time. He didn't even get charged. She got more time than he would have got because Pennsylvania is a two party state.
Yeah, I heard about that, and I was like, that is like it's unbelievable. Like, but yeah. So honestly, I'm glad that that makes me feel good because I was like, oh, have I done? Because I've recorded a lot of conversations, a lot with all these entities that I'm saying fail me, and said they were going to do stuff and didn't. I recorded it all. So
I don't know if it was there, if that was overturned. It was in Pennsylvania. Um, so Kat says used hers in court, and she's in North Carolina. So
okay, cool.
nice.
Yeah, I think maybe that's why. Because like I've the last few meetings that I've had, I've basically, I mean, I told the chief, I said, I'm not going anywhere. Like, y'all are going to keep seeing me, so get used to it. And so I guess now they're like, well, we'll show her. Um, yeah. So,
Yes. Steina, however you say that. Yes, Alabama is a one party state. Let's see. It could also depend on where you record it. Oh, where are the hearings coming up? Where are they?
where they'll be in Cherokee in the tribal court.
Look at you getting gifts. I like it. You got a little fuzzy heart there. A puff, a heart puff.
Yeah, I seen last night when somebody did where you had like a cowboy hat on.
Yeah.
Um, it's like funny people would be talking about like really serious issues and like they'll have a damn cowboy hat on them.
So there reminds me there was a live that Ash Trevino was on, and there's one gift you can send, and it's almost like a radio static or applause. And every time she would start talking, it would send that, and she would get so irritated. Favorite was the goose. I just saw origami swan. I can't even English.
Yeah, I don't understand any of this. Like for my online business, I do a lot of like online marketing and stuff. But as far as like this TikTok and the live stuff, I don't get it. Like people get all excited. They'll be doing like those battles that you were telling me about. I'm like, I don't get it. Like I don't
I,
understand. They're like, well, you get money, and I'm like, well, I guess that's cool, but I don't know. I don't get it.
I was last night. I was in here with Trevina Ash's ex sister in law, and this first time I battled, she's like, "I've never done it." I was like, "Let's try it." And I got in. I was yelling like we were both like, you get excited in the middle of it. Share it on Facebook. Thank you. I was going to try to tonight, but you don't have that co-host access, so we couldn't.
Oh yeah. Maybe do you think maybe it'd be after I do the three lives?
I think so. When you go three, it's got to
Okay.
go once per day, or at least once per day, at least 30 minutes per time, and it's at least 3 separate days. And it opens up all your options on live. Can we protest at the tribe's court?
Please do. I would love that. I'm sure they'll try to stop it. I'm sure they'll pull a law from somewhere saying you can't do it, but
Can't be on tribal ground, or unless
yeah,
you're
it's like
evacuated or
against their
something.
sovereign's rights or some crap. I don't know.
Let's see what we got down here. Hmm, not right now.
The court.
Outside of it, um, how big is the reservation?
Not very big. I mean, not what I would say is a big town at all. I mean, like when you live there, I mean they have like a grocery store and gas stations and some eating places, and of course the casino's the biggest thing there. But it's not like you have to go like 15, 20 minutes away to get to a Walmart, and I wouldn't say it's a big town, but
Okay, comparably. Oh, so it's if is it on the main strip where the casino is? That's part of the reservation.
um it's
Casino
not
and
on that.
hotel.
It's not far. It's the courthouse and the police department is all in one building now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty small. I mean, unless if you like go up and you know you want to go to somebody's house where they live way up in the mountain or something, that might take you a while.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
I've been sharing all these videos and like the petition on the other app. I was told not to say it, Bookface. And I've been tagging the chief in it, so I know he's probably seeing that and rolling his eyes, but I don't care. Um,
so once I don't know if you might get it tonight, but you can go in your TikTok studio. You should be able to, or I can go in and give you some and do some screen recordings. But you can post part of the live too if you want to do that.
okay, okay. Do you know any? So that's the thing. That's why I'm so aggravated too, is because even people that are like that I was friends with, they'll tell me I'm so sorry this is happening, but yet they won't they won't speak up against it because, and I'm not saying this is for everybody, but in my experience, you got to be really careful about standing against people because especially if you live like in tribal housing and you have a tribal job, they can take it from you. So no, I don't know anybody in Cherokee willing to stand with me, and I hate saying that, but I,
It's a harsh reality.
and I mean it's not like the whole tribe is pedophile protectors, you know, like there's good people there, but it's just you've got to be careful there. You don't want to make certain people mad.
Yeah, which it seems like we're well on the way to do, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, Shania, I've been able to keep her out of court until recently. Like there's times that we've been told that she may have to testify, so like I have someone watching her, like my mom, that can bring her in if she needs to bring her in. But I've kept her out of the courtroom until we got the order of protection here in Tennessee. And so How they have the court set up here is there's like a partition there, so um, the opposing parties can't see each other. So I was able to keep her from seeing him. But when they did like the calendar call and he said that he was there and he said something else, he said something like, "My lawyer's here or just got here," or something. And Shania broke down. Like the whole courtroom heard her. And my dad's this big, tough guy, and he's sitting there trying not to cry in the courtroom because Shania just broke down. Like that was the first time she's heard his voice in 6 years, and it's just like
It's heartbreaking.
yeah.
So I've got about 15 minutes. I guess take care of some stuff for work tomorrow. But so anybody got any more extra questions? Feel free to ask. So how aware is she? I mean, obviously she's aware, but you've been trying to keep her in. Is she hearing anything from outside sources, like anybody talking to her?
So she's, like I said, we're in this position where like I work from home, she's homeschooled, so she's really literally with me 24/7. Um so is he on TikTok? Probably not. I don't know. I mean, he's probably made some fake account watching right now, but I don't know an account. But sorry. I got, what was I saying? I'm sorry. Oh, but she's with me all the time, so she doesn't hear anything, but like I keep her informed. Some people's like, well, you shouldn't tell her certain things, and I don't tell her the things that she doesn't need to know and that are just going to stress her out because she doesn't understand them. But when it comes to like something that she has to do or she may have to do, then I'm going to tell her. I'm not just going to tell her the day before like, hey, the judge says you got to do this. So um and then of course her therapist talks to her about it too, to try to like prepare her and be support for her. But she knows right now that there's a court order saying, hey, visitation's supposed to happen, but she knows that I'm fighting it too. So and I'm not making any promises what is or isn't going to happen because I can't. So
Hey, you're doing a really good job.
yeah, it's crazy. When I had the first video that did really well, like last week, I was so scared to put it out because I just know how mean people can be. But it was like so much support, like people DMing me, giving me support. And it was just like, I literally was sitting there crying all night that first night when I was getting all the comments because I'm like, this is strangers, people close to me, and all these people within the tribe that are supposed to be helping aren't, but strangers are like, I'll go to court with you, I'll do this, and it's amazing.
So Queen Bee, if you click on her name right below her on the bottom of her box, it should pull up options so you can follow her.
So he's been trying to get visitation since they terminated his rights. They terminated his rights in December 2018, and he's taken me to court, like I said, a couple times every year to try to get visitation.
How do you? It's Oh Pika Boutique is the name if you want to search it out.
Yeah, I started that page because when I first started it, it was like promoting my online um, kids clothing store.
Mm-hmm.
And I have another page, Justice for Shania, but it's got like 50 followers, so it would have taken me forever to get to where I could do the lives. So
Yeah. So do you? I didn't even look. Do you have that in your bio?
the Justice for Shania.
Yeah.
Um,
I'd
I'll
put it
have
up there. Just say, hey, backup account, or put it up there so people can go search it out.
I know it was reported, but then I appealed it and one, so
Has he paid any child support?
yeah, he's paying child support. I had to fight to get it, but yeah, that is a thing with the tribe, especially when they work for the tribe and they get per capita.
Mm-hmm.
They can't get away with not paying there. So like they'll garnish their per capita, which is the money that they get from the casino and other things. Like every 6 months they get it, and yeah, if they try not to pay, they'll garnish their per cap.
It's got 47 followers. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Make sure we didn't miss any questions.
Good old per cap. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for everybody that signed the petition. If everybody's still in here, everybody that donates, just need everything she can get right now.
Yeah, my dad come in our room like 2 days ago and he was like, "Why are you crying?" I was like, "They're happy tears, don't worry." And he was like, "What is it?" And I was like, "I just got two more donations." And he was like, "Well, how much? You're crying about it, so it must be good." And I was like, "One was $5 and one was 20." And he was like, "Amanda, you're crying over $25." I was like, "Just leave me alone."
It's the love, it's the generosity of other humans.
Yeah.
Petitions in my link tree has the petition and the GoFundMe, and then Amanda's the GoFundMe's in hers. Hawaii, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, if you can't donate, that is perfectly fine. Reposting is really helpful too. Do you think he would? Oh, I was trying to. So no, I already offered that to give up child support, but he won't. He won't do it. I mean, this is the same person in the courtroom while we're like waiting for court to start. He'll sit in there and laugh and make jokes, and it's it's like I don't know why, but it's just proving to the right people and that people that know how people like him act. It's just proving what I'm saying about him.
It'd be hard to keep a seat.
Yeah.
That's gotta be. I know it's hard on you. It's gotta be hard on your dad to just like sit there and not.
Yeah. So he just started going to court with me the last couple court dates, and he told me, he said, when you have court in Cherokee, I can't go with you. He said, I can't do it. And like I said, he's a retired detective. He's been in a courtroom many, many times. He said, I can't do it. I can't sit there and look at how he behaves. I can't know that I'm in this, in the vicinity of these officers that are doing what they're doing. He's like, you're gonna have to take your mom and I'll watch the kids. So, and it's hard for me. Like, there's times that I've been in court and you could ask me what color shirt he was wearing and I wouldn't be able to tell you. Like, I cannot. I think I've looked at him maybe 5 times in the past 6 years and I've seen him several times in court. It just literally makes me sick.
Um, I'll let you take.
So he didn't lose his parental rights. He lost his visitation rights. And from what I've been told is when you lose your visitation rights, you should have to go through a process in order to get them back. But he just simply was filing motions in court, and now he's gotten to where he's received them back. So how did he regain them? Because the judge gave them back. No parenting classes, no nothing.
That's not something a parenting class can fix, though.
No. I mean, there's some people that think that people like that can go to therapy and get better. I think that is insane. Did he admit? No, he has not admitted anything. He's saying that I made it all up. How did I discover it? Because she would come back from his house saying that she was in pain, and I would take her to the emergency room and she would get examined. And then eventually I got her into therapy, and that's where she disclosed it. And then she had a forensic interview also. there's no kind of help for people like him. I agree.
Thank you for everybody that signed the petition.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, there's a woman. She's a very small creator. I don't even remember her name because it's a different name, but she made a video addressing Shania, and it was like the sweetest video. But it was just like telling her that she's loved and she has people fighting for her. But I showed it to Shania, and it made her feel really good.
That's so nice. That's really awesome.
His rights were terminated before because after the forensic interview and she disclosed it in therapy and family safety substantiated the case, um, I got an emergency order. So
It's in my link tree in my bio.
yeah, I know a lot of people say like it seems like I've thought of everything, but I mean don't feel like you can't give your suggestions because there's gotta be other things out there to help us. So
It's in my link tree, Jazzy. It's in my link tree in my bio. Thank you. Got a few more minutes. Just arriving. Quick synopsis.
you want me to give like the okay.
Yeah, just for everybody that just is here.
Okay. So I am trying to get help for my daughter. Um, she's 9.5. She was essayed by her biological father, um, and she is now in treatment for wanting to unalive herself because of the judge forcing her to go back to him for visitation. So currently, I'm fighting it in court. I'm still fighting for something to be done criminally, but we also um, are in custody court right now because even though visitation was ordered, I did not take her. So I am facing contempt and sanctions because of that right now. Can I get a different judge? Um, the process is difficult in tribal court. It's not impossible, so I'm on it, but it's not looking good. Yeah, there's actually been kids from that tribe that have lost their life because of similar cases like this. So I said at the beginning of this live, but if you when you get off here, you just Google SA in Cherokee, North Carolina, and you'll see some reports. Can Nikwa? What is Nikwa? Never get another judge. I don't know if getting another judge, as long as it's in tribal court, I don't know if that's going to make a difference or not, honestly. I, yeah, it's
NICWA. Miss, what, Robin? What is that?
yeah, I've seen that too. I don't know what that is. I was going to look it up when I got off here. Did I marry him? No, thank God. Indigenous. So you can share, sign the petition, and donate if possible. Um, so I have court February 18th, but that's just to advise me on my right to cancel and to to give us a date for the hearing. So we have court February February 18th, but it won't, from what I'm being told, it won't be to hear anything. It'll probably be in March or April. The
Uh,
petition is in his bio.
it's in my link tree. Just to be
Or
so.
sorry, yeah, Linktree. I'm
Uh,
sorry.
the only reason I say that because I've seen people come back and say that they don't see it
Yeah.
inside the link tree. Hey, Natasha.
When do you need the retainer from the attorney? So as soon as possible, so she can get to filing motions. Because we have a lot of motions that we're gonna file. So I have reached out to Baca. A lot of places won't step foot on tribal land because they know how they are. So thank you for signing. Thank you. Signing a petition.
Thank you for everybody that signed.
I bet you. Well, I know we was already over 500, so we might be close to 600 now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'd be nice. All right. It has come. Have you tried to find a native lawyer?
So in order to do tribal law, you have to have a tribal attorney. They don't have to necessarily be native themselves, but they have to have a special license to do tribal law. So the one that I have found, she does have that. Close to 700 now. That is awesome.
Nice. It's in the link tree in my bio. So the petition, the way I've set the petition up is we're trying to get more eyes on potential covered up SA cases in Cherokee Reservation in North Carolina. And I've got it automatically went to the Senate for North Carolina, the senator for the state, I believe, and then J.D. Vance and Donald Trump's desk. But if we can get it, and from statistically speaking, if we can get this one over 1,000 signatures, it's got a better chance of success.
Yeah.
Thank you, Natasha.
The judge's name is Monty Beck. And the thing about that judge, I don't know if you had researched him yet, Anthony, but he actually found a child advocacy center in the 90s. So that's what makes it really
Oh,
this
yeah. Yeah,
more.
you did. That's insane. Let's see. All right. I have to, Miss Amanda, I'm sorry. I do have to get off here, get things ready for tomorrow. Do you have anything else you'd like to say before we hop off here?
No, I appreciate everybody signing, donating, just being here and listening to me, sharing. Like I really, really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. So
Awesome. Well, we're here, and reach out whenever you know that. And then everybody else, y'all have a good night, and then I will be talking to y'all later.
okay,
All right. Thank you.
thank you.